Greetings friends, I am Obsidian. Episode 28 of the SKIBIDI multiverse was released not long ago. There was so much action and fight scenes which were incredible, but we were finally introduced to a new race who were super cool and the ending was insane. But before we get into this incredible analysis, make sure you subscribe to me so you don't miss any future analysis or theory videos. Make sure you like the video too, as it will help me out. Let us begin. The scene begins with the POV camera woman landing in the chaos of all the fighting. Yes, we are camera woman again, just like in episode 17, because we can tell from the gun that is present above when shooting the toilets. We can see toilets and Alliance members all over the place. An explosion hits, and we look up to see a large SKIBIDI toilet in the background, as a white-eyed SKIBIDI comes towards us, but we punch it. We look to our left and see multiple toilets getting shot. We turn around and see a toilet coming towards us with a protection on the front of it, but our POV camera woman quickly jumps off him and shoots the SKIBIDI before landing. In front of us, we see the words hack and the SKIBIDI base, 0, where all the mutant toilets resided, as we saw in episode 20 at the end. As the scientist toilet went through the base, the POV camera woman quickly grabs a rocket launcher that flies towards herself, and she shoots the hack sign, which then crashes to the floor. Suddenly, we see a truck being pulled up by TV woman, hitting some SKIBIDIs. As it goes along, and the POV camera woman grabs onto it, the truck starts to go again, and we see the driver, who is clearly shown to be the lovely TV woman. TV woman's expression goes from happy to sudden worry, and we look to our right and see a horror-looking SKIBIDI toilet coming towards us. The SKIBIDI then bites the hand off of the POV camera woman, and she ends up falling down onto the ground where the creature comes up to her and is about to kill her. But at that moment, she is saved by the all-familiar time stop of the clocks. We turn to our left to see a speaker man with a knife that looks like the speaker man with the bat that went in the bunker in the original series, and Clockwoman. Clockwoman grabs the speaker man's knife and begins to look at it, as she shakes from anger after what happened in episode 27 to Chief Clockman. I'm assuming that she sensed that Chief Clockman was no longer with us, or his death was announced to the Alliance by the alarm clockman. I would also shake from anger, just as my lovely sis in this scene, and would of course do the exact same thing that she's about to do to this horror toilet. Clockwoman stabs the horror SKIBIDI in the head. The POV camera woman looks to her right and sees the dome clockman pick up camera woman's severed hand, as he uses his powers to heal camera woman and return her hand back to normal. The POV camera woman reaches out to see her hand in place, only for a beep to be heard, and TV woman comes in and directly hits the dead SKIBIDI with the truck she's driving. I hope she doesn't get a ticket issued to her for all her reckless driving. The POV camera woman turns to the left once again, and she sees Clockwoman meeting up with Speaker Woman. The POV camera woman looks around once again and notices the technologically advanced area with the SKIBIDI base 0 logo in the back of the shot, with fire everywhere. The scene transitions, and we are now in the SKIBIDI base. We see one of the hacker toilets moving fast and looking behind him as if something is chasing him. The hacker toilet gets back to the base room and puts in the code, but is met with quite the scene in front of him. The whole room of hacker toilets are dead, and the one alive hacker toilet looks up to see someone with the G-Man Apocalypse book in their hand. It is none other than the cameraman we saw in episode 19 part 2. But if you haven't followed Dom Studio for more than 6 months, you will know that this character has been a part of Dom Studio for a while, and was shown in previous episodes before they decided to do their own series, which is now the SKIBIDI multiverse. We see the hacker toilet running back to his room, only to find out that everyone is dead there, and there is one person standing. The photo cameraman is standing in the middle of the room, looking at the G-Man Apocalypse folder, unaware of the hacker toilet in the room. But soon, he looks up to see him, and the scene goes back to the hacker toilet pointing at him, and it goes back to the photo cameraman, who quickly closes the G-Man Apocalypse folder. The hacker toilet is not happy, and likely begins to issue a threat to the photo cameraman, until the hacker toilet is met with a gruesome end, where he is stabbed in the head with the sword of Bersia, that belongs to none other than the epic assassin Drillman, which was given to him near the end of episode 26, where the TV man handed him the sword. Assassin Drillman looks up after killing the hacker toilet, and sees the photo cameraman who is still holding the folder and gives a thumbs up to the assassin. The scene changes, and we can see Alliance members putting explosives all around SKIBIDI Base 0, But if you take a close look at the cameraman at 1:55 mark, you will notice it says CCTV camera. Could this mean that some of the cameramen in question are CCTV cameras rather than regular? Write your answers in the comments. The scene changes once more, and we see my brother Dark Speakerman walking into Base Zero with other Alliance members and some who are at the side who begin to give a thumbs up to him. But before that, this is the same corridor as the one we saw at the end of episode 20 with the weird mutant toilet test subjects. We also saw the scientist toilet walking here, so this confirms that this is the base where the scientist toilet was. I wonder if he managed to escape before the Alliance raided this base. Anyway, I'm glad that our brave duo is still alive in this multiverse. My beloved brother nods in approval and then looks forward to see the photo cameraman and assassin drillman coming towards him. Dark Speakerman points towards the exit for them. Both of them walk towards him as the assassin drillman walks past, and the photo cameraman stops in front of him, handing Dark Speakerman a TV cube and then walks off, leaving my brother to inspect it. The scene changes, and we are back outside in another POV cameraman who is currently loading up his gun as he looks to the right and sees all the female Alliance members fighting, as well as TV woman's body just taking a seat, like it's nothing. She is far too relaxed in this war. Suddenly we look around and notice a white-eyed SKIBIDI coming towards us, but he is stopped. This is where we get introduced to the pencil race, who look mighty cool and dapper. The buff pencil man begins to hit the SKIBIDI with his hammer. This gives me flashbacks to episode 1, where we first saw the buff clockman also pull up first and swing at a SKIBIDI toilet with a hammer. The buff pencil man looks at us, but then we look to our right and see multiple pencil men running into the scene. In this part, we can also see TV woman's head with the confused look on her face. I suppose she wasn't expecting this to happen. Suddenly, we see a very large pen man with 2 pens who draws up 2 guns very quickly and gives the gun to 2 pencil men who run into the battle to kill off the SKIBIDIs. We see the rest of the scene featuring 2 pencil men who begin to hit the SKIBIDIs with their pointy sharp pencil tips to damage them. But we turn back to the buff pencil man who has just put a thick pencil down into the ground and then hits it with his hammer, which then causes multiple pencils to appear from out of the ground to attack the SKIBIDIs as we turn around. However, some of the pencil men happen to get stabbed with the pencils, but we are met with them, drawing into their wounds. Seems like they won't need any engineers or doctors in their race to heal them as they can already heal themselves, which is very useful. I wonder if they can do the same with the other Alliance members if they get critically injured. This makes them very difficult to defeat, as they can just bring themselves back easily. Alpha is going to have very big problems with this race. The scene turns back to the buff pencil man who puts his fist up, but he is suddenly distracted by the sound of a teleporter, and it's none other than my beloved brother with the other Alliance members who were in the base. They look at the buff pencil man confused and in awe of who he is, and the buff pencil man being the same. The scene changes and we see Dark Speakerman with a device where he presses it and causes the base to blow up. This is a JoJo reference, but that's besides the point. Anyway, just before the base blows up, we see the photo cameraman and assassin drillman running out as SKIBIDI Base Zero blows up. Have they also blown up the other bases so that Alpha cannot return to them? That would be a high IQ move on the Alliance's part, and blowing up the base where we first saw Alpha was a high IQ move indeed, and it is definitely deserved for her to have a taste of her own medicine. This scene isn't over yet, as we are met with the horror toilet who guards this base, just like the other bases that were guarded by horror toilets too. This toilet in particular, though, looks like some sort of big brain zombie toilet, probably something out of Resident Evil or another zombie-themed horror game. This horror toilet hits its head into the sign that said salty, and while it is screaming and trying to attack, the buff pencil man has put down another thick pencil, and before it can attack him, a new Titan-looking robot shows up with the inscription C-Pen written on it. So this robot must be some sort of special giant pen man robot that the pencilmen have created, while probably also having a Titan of their own. The robot begins to shoot at the zombie horror toilet with its miniguns, and it falls down and gets impaled by a giant pencil that was summoned by the buff pencilman. The large robot begins to speak and says, "Greetings, Alliance. Hope we have made it in time." We look to our right as the photo cameraman gives the large robot the G-Man Apocalypse book, and it thanks him for handing it over. He says, as is predicted, G-Man Apocalypse is in their main headquarters, One last base, and then says SKIBIDI. Toilet base number 1 has been located, and it is also certain that Drill Woman is being imprisoned in this base. However, it tells the Alliance that they are not in a rescue mission to save Drill Woman. At least not for now. They're on a mission to prevent the G-Man apocalypse from actually happening in the first place. He says that the G-Man apocalypse project cannot be allowed to succeed. He tells the Alliance that he respects their decision to be safe. And if anything happens, as a precaution, the robot points his finger out to the assassin Drillman, and a pen appears at the end of it. The Drillman takes the pen as he inspects it before the scene ends. I wonder what this special pen or pencil-looking device can do. Is it some sort of special weapon that can teleport the Titan Pencil Man to the Alliance? Let me know what you think about this theory. Wasn't that an incredible episode, friends? What did you think? Let me know in the comments so I can read your wonderful words. Do you have any theories on the next episode of the Multiverse? Be sure to let me know. Before I forget, I have a Discord. You are welcome to join, where I will share leaks of not just the Multiverse but of the other channels also, and you'll be able to see them as soon as I have them. My Discord is new, but is also exciting since it is in the beginning. As always, friends, thank you for being here. Until next time.